Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Espresso Outlet YouTube channel today. And today we're going to take a look at this new Turin MC3 espresso machine. Had a lot of comments about it online. A lot of people are wanting to see kind of the internal components and just kind of talk through how it is designed and made. So you can check out our other video on just using the machine and just kind of like a high level overview. This is more the internal component. So this is kind of a unique machine design, and I really kind of like it. So for our Brew-water, we have a thermo block right here, and we'll show this up closer. This thermo block is designed to, it's kind of like a tankless water heater is the way that I like to explain it to people. When you turn on the machine, you start doing an extraction, it gets hot, superheats the water very quickly, very accurately. You can see it has a temperature probe on the back, and it basically makes its way through the coil into your group head. So pretty much immediate heat up time from a brew standpoint, very quick. But you'll also notice on the back, we do have a fairly large boiler. This thing's like 2.5 liter boiler. And this is for our steam and hot water, which that's really nice because a lot of these machines that only rely on like a thermo block for steam, the steam's usually pretty weak and not great. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. It has a lot of capacity, really kind of a nice feature. You can take a look all around. You can tell that there's lots of copper and brass fittings. We have these gimmick GM EHK solenoid valves. I've been seeing them on a lot more machines recently. So it's kind of like not probably a competitor to like the IDE valves. And they have been built extremely well. They look pretty much the same. You can always unscrew them and replace those if you needed to. The wiring on this is all braided wiring, so it's the high temp wiring, which I really do like to see. There are some, like you have your Oka pump that isn't, but you're really not near all these high heat components like you are throughout the machine. Now you'll notice that I have a couple wires loose. I didn't take the body off in this video. I already had it taken off. You have 3 screws on each side in the back, and then you also have 2 on the front to take this body off. So it pretty much just slides off. A little bit awkward at this point because all these wires are going to be connected to the switches and the tank inside. You just need to reach in there, unplug them. Really not that difficult to do. So on this side with the red, that's going to be for our hot water. On the other side, our yellow, it's going to be for our steam. It has really nice silicone boots to cover up all the spade connectors. Also have a connector for our water tank alarm, and you will need to disconnect the water tank, really easy to do. Now, a lot of people probably freak out, a little bit of plastic on the inside. It's all food safe plastic, all silicone tubing. This isn't really in contact with the heat. So you might notice, I find this to be kind of interesting. Not really a design that I've really seen out there like this. So on the bottom of the machine, you do have a valve, and this way goes to your water reservoir. And then the other way goes to this little teeny tiny pump. So it is kind of a direct plumb machine, but you're not going to plumb it to like a household pressure. Essentially you can put it on like a large bucket or something. So that's kind of a cool feature that I have not seen done on any espresso machine of this style. I'm probably just going to always run it on the tank, but that is something kind of unique to this product. Okay, so moving along, something that isn't really seen on a machine of this caliber. In front of us, this little white puck right here is a flow meter. We'll show you the insides of it here in a second. I really don't see it on less expensive machines. It's used to do volumetric shots. Now, don't think of this as flow profiling. It's really just measuring the volume of water that's being pushed through the system. So when you push that single shot button or that double shot button, as you've had it programmed into the machine, it's going to very consistently repeat that. Take a look at the inside. I looked the other day. It does just simply open up. There's a little O-ring. And essentially how it works is the water comes in and it spins, and there's a couple magnets on top, and the sensor is going to count how many revolutions it's going. So kind of an inexpensive flow meter, but it's kind of a tremendous value for, I mean, it's basically $1,000 espresso machine, something that I don't really see. Working our way around, now we're over to the electronics. Really nice circuit board, nice heat sinks built into it. This is a PID style machine, so your PID is built into the control board, and that's going to control the temperatures for your brew boiler as well as your steam. So really cool, or I guess I said brew boiler, I meant your thermo block as well as your steam boiler. So Looks really nice. They have removable plugs, which not all machines have these. It kind of drives me crazy. Really nice removable plugs. So if you ever needed to do maintenance on this, you could pretty much unwire the thing very quickly and easily. Taking a quick look at the top of the espresso machine, or the top of the boiler, you can see that it has really nice components. All of our silicone tubing, this is really just drain line for your anti-vac or your overpressure valve. We have our boiler fill sensor here, and then we just have our in and outs for the boiler itself. Down a little bit lower, kind of out of the camera frame, we do have a thermocouple that is going to be telling that PID when to turn on and off the heating element. Now, while we're at this angle, we do have this little ribbon cable. We'll take a look at the screen here in a minute, but I'm gonna try to grab them. I don't know if I can grab them without causing an issue, but there's actually a couple sets of wires off to the side. And this is kind of what's a really cool portion of this machine. So a lot of times when you have a thermo block machine, your group head doesn't get hot because there isn't a boiler. There isn't that thermal mass to get hot from the boiler. And if you're not an E61 style, the E61 style, it siphons with heat throughout the machine just automatically, and that heats your group head. When you have these thermoblock machines, your group head's cold. You can think of like your Breville Bambino. And whenever I use a Breville Bambino, I have to flush a lot of water through it to get that portafilter hot. Otherwise, I usually get kind of sour shots. If you aren't getting your portafilter hot, something that I really would recommend, it's going to really change your shot output. Now, these wires actually lead up into the group head to some small heating elements. So when you turn on the machine, you put your portafilter in, it's going to preheat that portafilter, keep everything in nice and hot. And between our thermoblock and the group head, you can see everything is insulated, so it's going to stay fairly warm. Okay, so we have the machine kind of back together just so I can show you the display real quick. We'll do just more of a dedicated video on this display. But you can see everything is controlled via the touch, other than like your steam and your hot water where you have your levers. Really nice touch display. I always get worried with stuff like this. I looked into the specs are really high on it. Just like a nice build. But really what I want to show you here, just a sec, is this is nice and hot. And I know you can't see it in the video, or you can't tell in the video, but this is nice and hot because of those built-in heating elements. So our group head itself is nice and warm. You can control your pressure. You can turn on and off your steam boiler through the display. In this other video, we'll kind of go over all the temperatures and settings and such. So it does a lot of really cool stuff. Really quite easy to use. Nice little volumetric machine. Just wanted to show you the insides of this. Make sure to come back. I'll do just kind of a dedicated overview of this display on how to set it up and some of the functionalities behind it. And also make sure to check out that first video on the MC3. If you've enjoyed this, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get up to 10,000 subs. And we'll have some more content. I know I have a couple backlog videos that I need to get done. Just trying to get some stuff checked off. So for today, I think that's about it. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.